everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 10 crazy driving test secrets that examiners don't want you to know. These are secrets for the driving test that will help you pass. They're crazy secrets, and most of the time examiners don't want you to know about them. They won't directly tell you about them, but if you know a lot of driving test examiners like me, then you end up knowing these secrets, and I'm going to share them with you. Let's get right into the video. It's not exactly that they're not going to say them to you. These are just generally not spoken of, but if you ask them, they'll probably tell you these secrets, but they're not known. So before we go over them, smash the like button. Smash it right now, please. Let's go, baby. Number one, practice makes perfect. Statistically, people who practice more for the driving test are more likely to pass. It's as simple as that. So if you want motivation to get in the car, dedicate those hours and practice, there you have it. The more hours that you put in to practicing, the more likely that you will be at passing the driving test. Number two, there's no quota. I've heard so many times, oh, they have to fail a certain number of people. They have to pass a certain number of people. No, they don't. That's not how it works. There is no quota anywhere with regards to passing or failing people that are taking the driving test. As a rule of thumb, there are averages that end up working out when you look at thousands of driving tests at a time, but there's no daily, weekly, or monthly quota. That's not how it works, okay? Number three, the examiners aren't really going to remember you, okay? To you, this is a big deal when you take your driving test. To them, it's not a big deal because they might do 10 tests in a day, okay, or 8 tests in a day. So with that being said, you know, they're not really going to remember you, so not to put you down, but don't really worry so much about it. You know, a lot of people are so concerned about what the examiner is going to think of them. Who cares? They're not going to remember you, so don't let it get to you. Number four, they actually like to talk. They're human beings, and they deal with people that are nervous all day long. So if you can manage to hold a nice, easy conversation with them before you start driving, that's a bonus. It's going to get you on their good side because they actually like to converse with people, and they don't get a chance to do it often. So try to just have a nice, easy-going conversation with them, okay? Number five, come up with acronyms because they actually help, okay? Drivers that are taking the test that know acronyms have an easier time remembering those things on the driving test. So there are certain processes that you have to follow. Let's say, for instance, you're trying to remember the process before switching lanes, okay? Now, in my opinion, what I do is, and this is controversial because sometimes people switch these around, but I do signal, mirrors, blind spot. So signal is S, mirrors is M, blind spot is B, SMB. If you were to remember that acronym and that's what you wanted to do, then you would have an easy time on the driving test remembering what to do. Number six, they don't mind you asking questions, okay, or for clarification. If you don't know what they said or don't know what they meant, ask the question. They would rather you ask the question or ask for clarification and be safe and know what to do than to put them in a jeopardizing situation. So ask questions, they truly don't mind. And if they're speaking too softly and you're constantly asking for clarification or for repetition, they'll probably take the hint and they'll raise their voice, okay? Number seven, they'll let some things slide. They're unlikely to mark every single tiny little error down as an error. Especially at the beginning of the test, if they know that you're nervous and you make a tiny little mistake, not something that's unsafe, but just something that you've overlooked, they'll oftentimes let it slide the first time because people make mistakes. If you make that same mistake 5 times, however, they're not going to let it slide anymore. So they'll usually let something slide as long as they're minor and, you know, as long as it's just the first time that you've made the mistake. Number 8, they're not professional drivers. Believe it or not, they know what to look for, but some driving test examiners might not be great at every single driving skill. Okay, they're going to be at least good at everything, but they might not be great, but they know what to look for. Okay, if you can imagine, it's like they understand what to teach or how to teach it, but they might not be the best at doing it. So they're not professional drivers, and that's why they understand when you aren't a perfect driver, okay? Number 9, making them feel safe is key. They want to feel safe. You got to put yourself in their shoes. They're sitting in a car every day, all day, with people that don't know how to drive, potentially. They don't have their license, the people that they're testing. So if you can make them feel safe, that's like a sigh of relief for them. It's like, I can feel safe. This person knows how to drive. We're good to go. Because they've been in many cars where they probably feel unsafe for at least a few moments. Number 10, how you start the test will usually determine how you finish the test. It's no secret that most driving test examiners will be able to predict the likelihood of you passing within the first 5 minutes of you driving. They'll be able to tell, and it's not that it's going to be extremely accurate every time, but most of the time, if you look like you're going to fail the test within the first 5 minutes, you'll probably end up failing, because you're just making the same mistakes over and over. Most of the time, if you look like you're going to pass within the first 5 minutes of the test, you'll likely end up passing. It's as simple as that. It's not that they're mind readers. It's not that they're psychics, but people drive the same. They don't get better or worse during a test for the most part. So usually how you start the test is usually how you'll finish the test, or how the result will be. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.